Peace, what's going on, everybody? I'm in a different location. I'm with my twin flame. I'm in Oklahoma, but I wanted to make a quick video talking about the planetary energies of the day. So right now, the sun is in Libra. Matter of fact, it's on a cusp right now. So with the sun being on a Libra Virgo cusp, the sun is like creativity. The sun is vitality. The sun is also your ego. And the sun is also how you protect yourself from this world. So when it comes to people on a global perspective, because the sun is affecting everybody right now, this means that the sun is making everybody influenced in a way to where people are being very protective and using their ego to protect the way that they analyze their relationships, or look at the details of certain contracts that they may have with certain people, because Libra doesn't just rule strictly relationships, but it rules balance. It rules the law in a lot of different ways, like the court justice system in a lot of different ways. So this is how everybody's going to be acting right now. This is how everybody's going to be showing out right now. They're going to be trying to show signs of justice. People are going to be trying to seek justice for people, especially with all these protests. You got the Breonna Taylor situation, which is outrageous and everything. So people are already showing actions onto that and everything like that. People are already protesting. People are already demanding justice and everything. And on top of that, the moon is in Capricorn right now. And with the moon, and it's also on a last quarter moon, waxing. So with this energy, this is, creating a new energy. This is also, this is a time for people to react in a very strategic way, in a very practical way too. With the moon being in Capricorn, this is just going to make things a lot easier for everybody in that realm. So the moon is making people react very seriously, making people react very conservatively, making people react very business minded too. These are just many different aspects. So the sun is in Libra, people are acting on balance, but the moon, it may be coming from a sense of trying to gain structure in their gain structure in their own life, or our lives and everything. And it may deal with energies of having to balance out our business and our relationship life, or not even just like a mate or a partner, but also at the same time, Libra rules business partnerships too at the same time. So Capricorn is all about business. So this could be a very perfect time right now for you to network with many people to create a sense of foundation and a sense of security and a sense of realistic expectations when it comes to these partnerships and these agreements that people are agreeing to. Now, when we get into Mercury is in Libra, but it's getting very close to being into Scorpio. So with that being said, with Mercury is your analyzation. Mercury is how you communicate with people. So people are going to be communicating in a very balanced way. People's words are going to be very beautiful, because Libra is ruled by Venus. So that's going to already make people's communication skills by default appear very aesthetically beautiful. This is going to be a good time for people to start writing poetry or starting to get into some sort of artistic means of expression with Mercury going through Libra. Now, when we get into Venus is in Leo. Now, with Venus being in Leo is an expressive sign. Leo is the center of attention. Leo is like the king of the castle. People bringing gifts to the king. People throwing parties. People trying to entertain the king. This is why the fifth house, which also is associated with the sign of Leo, deals with realms of entertainment too, because it's that same kind of concept. But with Venus being in Leo, Venus is also your planet of love, planet of aesthetics, planets of value, planet of relationships. So people are going to be relating, and people are going to be valuing heavily wanting to be entertained or wanting to have a good time. Or Leo is also fixed fire. So people are going to appreciate their own creative visions too at the same time. So that's going to be a heavy part of this energy, especially with that Mercury being in Libra, sextiling Venus and Leo. There's a heavy opportunity that poetic expressions or just creative expressions in general can be shown to the public. Now, Mars is still retrograde in Aries. Now, Mars being retrograde in Aries, this means that Mars is going backwards. So we're rethinking, we're reevaluating Mars energy. We're reevaluating our willpower, how we go towards our goals. We're reevaluating our frustration levels and our anger levels and how we cope with these energies too. And it being in Aries, it rules Aries. So it's kind of like it's at home, it's kicking back its feet, but pondering too, like, damn, like an example, like a bunch of shit happened throughout the day and you'd be like, damn, was that really necessary? Damn, did I have to cuss that person out? Damn, should I really have to act that kind of way? You're going to be reevaluating, and it's going to be dealing with that realm of anger, aggression, passions, willpower. And then Aries is already in Aries, so it's just like extra exemplified too. Now, Jupiter is in Capricorn, and it just went direct not too long ago. And then Jupiter also falls in Capricorn. So Jupiter, the planet of wisdom, is going to be dealing with energies of expansion, of knowledge, gaining knowledge in some way, shape, or form, or travel. Now, it being in Capricorn, people are going to be maybe doing business travels. People are going to be expanding on how, and then the moon's in Capricorn too. So this energy right here is like people are going to be expanding on even their emotions too at the same time. People are going to be traveling within themselves eternally and try to figure out what makes them tick. And then with Jupiter falling in Capricorn, this will also create an energy where people may kind of like be on their high horse a little too much. And then also people will think that they know it all too. But a fallen energy doesn't always mean that that's negative. You just got to be able to kind of like cope your ego in a lot of different ways because Mars is exalted in Capricorn. So you got to like kind of quell that energy real quick so you can like understand, so you can rise up out of that fallen Capricorn energy. And then your awareness and your expansion and your open-mindedness energy, which is Jupiter, will be able to flourish. Now, Saturn is still retrograde in Capricorn. Now, Saturn rules Capricorn. And then Saturn also rules government and infrastructure and everything like that. Now, and also status. So when you have when you have Saturn in Capricorn, this is already going to create a particular energy where things are like laws are going to be passed very comfortably. The government is not going to really have any kind of problem passing a law that either we agree with or that we disagree with. And then it's retrograde too, so there's a lot of reevaluation of what needs to be set into place for the next time Saturn goes direct, and then when it's also about to slide into Aquarius. So this is on like a map, this is like a government level right here too at the same time. It's retrograde, so the government is like reevaluating, and we're reevaluating too because Saturn is how we gain structure in our life. And we have to reevaluate too how business needs to be managed and everything, especially with this whole everything going on in the world right now, that's making it difficult. Now, when it comes to the outer planets, Uranus is retrograde in Taurus. Uranus falls in Taurus, so that's already going to be not a problem, but it's like a heavy opposition towards change because Taurus is dealing with security and safety. So changing your security and safety, that's going to look very chaotic and very uncomfortable. So this is a generational level and everything like that. So this energy is, we're going to have to continue to try to deal with this energy. And then with it being retrograde, Uranus being retrograde, we're reevaluating these energies also. Now when we get to Neptune is also retrograde in Pisces. Now Neptune is at home in Pisces, but Neptune is also the dream planet. Neptune is also the illusion planet. Neptune is the planet of seclusion and solitude, and also being away from other people, dreams, drugs, all that kind of stuff. It being in Pisces, all this can happen comfortably. It can just happen on its own and everything like that. Like you don't even have to think. You'd be like, oh, wow, I didn't know I had this habit and everything. Also, it's Neptune being retrograde. You're reevaluating maybe certain habits that you may have, drug habits, or you may reevaluate certain dreams that you may have. Or if you had a nightmare, you may reevaluate and go over this nightmare over and over again. But you want to be careful. You don't want to drive yourself crazy, because when we start to get into Neptune energies, this is where things start to get kind of foggy, because we're getting further out of the solar system. So things are starting to get a little more obscure and kind of out there now. So be careful with that. And then finally, Pluto. Pluto is going retrograde into Capricorn, and then this means that we're going to have to transform the way that we look at business. I'm sorry I had to make this video short because it says it's about to cut off, but I love y'all family, and y'all take care. Peace.